I heard about Aaron's CashPT program from a good friend of mine. I was looking to get out of the insurance-based model. And a friend of mine, Britt Annis, we went to dinner, and I asked her, is this profitable? It's a drastic change, and how do I get started? And she actually directed me to Aaron LeBauer's CashPT program. And that's how I originally heard about him and his offerings. I have my own practice. I started a practice up in Maine. I spent the last almost decade working in Rhode Island in an insurance-based model. And insurance has changed a lot over the past, 5-10 years, where, patients are paying more. You have to see them more often because you can't see them as long. And, it's a fast track to feeling burnt out. And I wanted to spend more time with people and see them maybe less frequently if that was indicated, or, if that was my professional opinion. So I wanted to treat people based on the way that I felt they needed to be treated versus, a company, a private practice company or an insurance company telling me how to treat people. So that was really what I was looking for, is autonomy to do what I wanted. I wanted the flexibility, and, between the two of those things really gave me the desire to look for a cash model in physical therapy. If I hadn't heard about his model, I would have spent lots of time emailing people that I knew were in the process of, opening CashPT practices, and I would have pieced it together somehow. But it certainly would have taken a lot of time for me to do that. And, a lot of times you don't even know the right questions to ask because you just don't have the information at hand. So that was really key, is having that package available. Without a doubt, the most important thing that the CashPT model gave me was having all of the forms right there, ready to go. I could modify them to fit my own needs. But that is a lot of time to recreate all of that, those forms, those documents. And, it's something you want to get right. Those are patient-facing. They are, that's your practice, what patients are filling out when you first get there. So you want to get them right, and it does take a long time. Even now I've modified my forms a little bit, but to have really an all-in-one package where you have the documentation forms, for me that was so important right away to get started quickly. The CashPT program is definitely worth the time and money because you have the ability to have a mentor right there whenever you want. Aaron is so helpful, and if I have a question, within hours he responds back to me. And for me, just having a mentor, somebody who's gone through the process, can help you along the way, is so meaningful. That was huge for me to get started and make me feel comfortable in a space that was entirely new. So the mentorship, it was absolutely worth, the time and money. If somebody were in this position and they were contemplating opening a CashPT practice, without a doubt, I would recommend that they sign up for Aaron LeBauer's CashPT module. The course, it really helps to answer all your questions. It's self-paced, and it's a great resource. If you have questions with forms, you have resources available there. If you have questions about legality issues, if he doesn't know, he's going to point you in the right direction. And as a college athlete, I love the team feel. So to have resources and mentorship, there's no doubt that it's a way to go to make sure you check all the boxes. Anytime you're starting a business, it's important that you make sure that you establish yourself correctly, and you get set up legally. And I think the confidence that instilled in me to be a part of the CashPT program was really helpful. If you're considering opening a CashPT practice, you can spend a lot of your own time and energy trying to recreate the wheel. But the reality is, Aaron LeBauer has created the CashPT program, and it is very authentic. He is helpful. There's mentorship. It's basically a package ready to go for you to get started quickly. And I couldn't have asked for anything more getting started. I had the opportunity to meet Aaron LeBauer in person and learn more about the CashPT program. And that was really what changed my mind, or really made the decision for me that this was the way to go. I am on an island off the coast of Maine, and a lot of people have told me that that's crazy. There's only 1,500 year-round residents here. It's just drastically different than people trying to open up clinics in New York City or Charlotte, North Carolina. And so to have, a little bit of I was skeptical that I could come to a small town and make this work and be profitable. And meeting Aaron at CSM in February gave me the confidence that I could do that, even though it was outside of the box. He's a fun guy, and it just made me feel like, okay, yeah, this is the right decision for me. I would recommend Aaron's CashPT program because of great mentorship, a community of professionals that he brings together to help you along the way, and because it's a really quick, easy solution to get started. When I started my CashPT practice, I went into it with all these ideas of marketing to physicians and having to spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising. And something that Aaron LeBauer's CashPT program really hit home with me was you don't need to spend money and waste your money doing those types of marketing programs. And so I was able to get started with a really low overhead with the CashPT advice, and it was really effective. So effective, actually, as I mentioned, I'm on a small island off the coast of Maine. Within 4 weeks, I was seeing over 20 patients a week. And I'm just now going into my 10th week, and I'm seeing patients in the 30s for an entire week. So, his advice has been amazing and really valuable, particularly in the marketing and advertising questions that I've had for him. With Aaron LeBauer's advice, I dedicated my efforts to doing community outreach, getting to know people personally, getting involved in the community, rather than spending money on newspaper ads or different types of marketing funnels that he has found not to be as successful. So, based on his advice, I really got active in my community, and I think that was really helpful in getting started quickly. Something that you get from the CashPT program is that you wouldn't get in physical therapy school is learning the business aspects, particularly in marketing. Marketing is something that you don't teach in a day-to-day physical therapy program, and a lot of people think that you have to spend a ton of money on ads and different types of communication funnels that oftentimes never reach the patient. So having marketing channels that are patient-focused and attracting people that way has been, so helpful. But there are so many different business aspects. Something as simple as your administrative tasks like documentation. Are you using a scheduling module or an electronic medical record? All of those things you don't know when you get out of PT school. You're very just hands-on focused. So it's a drastic change to be a clinician to a clinician and a practice owner. So there's a lot you have to learn, which is fabulous, but it's a learning curve. I think what the CashPT program provides you is this community of people who are in the same boat you are. So if you have that question, I guarantee somebody else does. Somebody else knows the answer. So not only does it give you, a great module of learning, business courses, essentially. Not only does it give you all the aspects of the business, but it provides you a community of people trying to go through the exact same things that you are. So if you have a question, somebody in that group, in the CashPT group, has the answer. And, that's really great. The CashPT program has really hit home for me to, market directly to your consumer. When you find patients and you provide them a great service and you demonstrate your value in your community, people appreciate that. And in return, they are also willing to speak on your behalf. And it's okay to ask people to write you a review. And I've gotten much more comfortable over the past couple months of saying, hey, thank you so much for choosing my practice. Would you mind writing a review? And that was something that I really struggled with in the beginning. But the reality is, 75% of people pick their healthcare provider based on reviews. So getting comfortable with that has been really important. And I can honestly say, I bet over 90% of my referrals are based on word of mouth.
And you learned that you learned how to do that in the CashPT, or it gave you the confidence to do that?
And I learned that in the CashPT program and got confidence doing it and practicing it. I mean, LeBauer actually says, stand in front of the mirror and give them your value prop and get comfortable doing it, because you're going to have to do it over and over and over. And so absolutely, I got that from the CashPT.